Hey guys, it's Miyake here from Miyake618 and Miyake's Creations, here to do another short, quick tutorial for you. This one we're going to do a closer look at the Material tab, more specifically the opacity section in the IMVU Studio. This is a product that I found in the catalog, a little fish tank. It's quite cute if you look at it, but you see that it has several opacities in here. It's got the fish and it's got the algae, and then the glass itself has an opacity, and each of them uses a different technique. So first let's have a look at the glass. In this particular product it's the last material, and you can see that they just changed the transparency mode to additive. They did not add an opacity over here in the opacity tab. So if we go back to none and we hit preview, and we can see what it is. So that is what it looks like when the transparency mode is not set. Back to additive, and it's see-through, and it enhances the color behind it. So that is one way to add an opacity without adding actually any opacity file. If we go up to the top one, you will see that this is for the seaweed in the background. And this is the texture for the seaweed, and this is the opacity map. You may notice that the white areas is the areas that is cut out, and then the black areas is the area that is not visible in the texture. If we were to turn off this, let's unassign asset, we will just get whatever the blocks look like. So this is what the polygons look like without the opacity map added. We're going to add that back in, preview, and then with the transparency section we can test out the different modes. So alpha test is the default mode for IMVU Studio, and it adds nice clean lines in your transparencies, as you can see. If we switch to composite blend, they are still pretty clean. So you could use either one depending on what you like, that has a little smoother outlines for composite blend. And then additive is the same thing as the glass, they kind of turn transparent, but you kind of get a cool effect with the transparency because the colors kind of overlap each other. If we wanted to do something unique with the opacity, we could combine textures. First we're going to create a gray. First we're going to add a color texture. Just going to create a gray somewhere in the middle. Add it. We don't want to keep it, so we go back to the original one, and then we're going to combine textures. So we're going to add that gray on top. Just drag it out, and then so it covers the whole thing, and then go down and lower the opacity. So we'll have the dark gray, the black turned into a dark gray, and the white turned into a light gray. Let's see what happens when we apply this. And it's back to alpha test. Hit preview. So let's go to composite blend. And now with composite blend, the grays show up. So what that shows you is with alpha test, it's either black or white. There's no gray. And then you can adjust this to move in or out pixel by pixel via the threshold. But if you had like a group, oops, it's still uploading. So alpha test is either black or white. Composite blend uses the grays. But then they have the overlaps. And the last thing to look at is the fish here. You can see the fish is the same thing. They have the little texture map of the fishies, and then there's the black and white that is the outlines of the exact same fish. This is how you get these fish patterns and how you get to see through them, and it makes a really nice effect. If we switch this to composite, you would get the same effect because they are using black and white maps. But that is all I have for opacity maps. If you have any other questions, feel free to comment below. If there's anything that you want to learn in IMVU Studio, just ask me about it in the bottom, and I will try to make a tutorial for you as soon as possible. I hope you have a wonderful day.